Alrighty, let's get to work today. Good morning, happy Wednesday, everybody. The home stretch per se. Well, you got one more full week before those holiday weeks start kicking in. So let's get to work. A nice good warm-up routine. Monday we did buys, tries, shoulders. I labeled this as a work week. Last week was a core week. Today we're gonna do 2, maybe even 3 chest back circuits. So very much upper body focus on the chest back. We have a warm-up circuit. We're gonna have a right leg circuit. We're gonna have a left leg circuit. So let's get to work, right? Simple, basic, thorough warm-up routine. You've done it a million times. No, I'm not gonna start with your regular squats. Good try, Tom. I love it. Thank you, I love it. Is it magical? No. Standing scissors right now. You just got out of bed, right? Don't go crazy. We're gonna do these a couple times in our warm-up. Maybe you've already done a little bit before the class started, maybe you have not, right? Let's move those limbs, arms and legs for your 10 standing scissors. Let's elongate those posterior muscles on your standing scissors. Shake it off, similar motion, your Jack LaLannes, right? They are a similar motion as far as starting position, right? You're more stretching on your Jack LaLannes, you're more movement and lengthening on your standing scissors. 10 Jack LaLannes. Breathe and focus. I love it. I'm so glad I could see Tom getting ready to start those squats earlier. 10 standing runners. I love it. So I love it. Even Sunshine. Guarantee you Sunshine's doing it too. 10 standing runners. A little more mobility on your standing runners, and you're breathing and you're focusing and we're moving that body before we start our workout. And then you guys get to do your 20 regular squats. 20 hips, 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 glutes, 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 eyes, 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 and thighs, thighs, thighs. Wednesday morning. Again, reiterating Monday as we do these 20 regular squats. You have the biceps with legs. I use that word tempo and pace. We had triceps in our agility, and we had shoulders with either plyometrics or mobility. You have the 2 to 3 ab oblique circuits. A very thorough day. Today we're gonna do 3 chest back circuits, if we get to that third one. A right leg circuit, a left leg circuit. Good work today. 20 regular squats. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, and breathe. When you get done, you're gonna go back to those standing scissors. 10 standing scissors, elongating your posterior muscles. You could throw the calves in, right? Hamstrings, glutes, lower back. You've got middle back, upper back, arms, legs, like everything's just moving on your 10 standing scissors. And I do want you to shake it off between your standing scissors and your Jack LaLannes. Again, one is mobility and dynamic lengthening, and one is movement and dynamic stretching, although they might feel similar. Hamstrings, glutes, back, mobility, flexibility on your 10 standing Jack LaLannes. You then have those 10 standing runners again. More mobility on your standing runners. You've got that rotation, knees to elbows, elbows to knees, not knees to nose. It doesn't feel so good. And then you're gonna do 20 wide squats. So predictable, so predictable. 20 wide squats. Hips, 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 glutes, glutes, glutes. Breathing, eyes, 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 thighs, thighs, thighs. Now again, I know what you're doing today. Circuit 1, or the main circuit 1, will be chest back. Then we're gonna need our legs later on. So I wanted to get the legs a little bit more warmed up earlier. 20 wide squats is your flexibility squat. And of course, it's proportionate to your regular squat. Your feet are wider than a regular squat. And if you maintain motion like your regular squat, it is a flexibility squat. We're then gonna do one more loop. 10 standing scissors again. We'll do the whole same loop with our narrow squats again. I'm quite sure you knew that was coming. 10 standing scissors for the last time. Hamstrings, glutes, lower back, as far as dynamic lengthening, moving legs and arms, limbs, shoulders and hips. Again, movement on your 10 standing scissors. Jack LaLanne's for the last time. Dynamic stretching on your Jack LaLanne's. Breathe. You gotta get big, baby. You gotta get up here. You gotta get big so you can consistently and effectively go back down. 10 Jack LaLanne's. Then you're gonna do your 10 standing runners for the last time on your 10 standing runners. Again, that is a mobility exercise, or more of a mobility exercise. A couple more joints are moving: hips, knees, ankles, spine on your standing runners. And then you have those 20 narrow squats. And again, I increase the numbers a tiny bit because we're not going to be on our legs for a while. I don't want to warm them back up per se. 20 narrow squats. Your feet are narrower than your regular squats. They are inside the width of your hips. And if you maintain motion compared to your regular squat, it's a mobility squat. 20 narrow squats. And that was our warm-up. Again, a smidge different. Everybody guaranteed got in squat position to start with. Ha, surprise. But we had the mobility movements on the scissors, runners, and Jack LaLanne's, and your squats to get warm and loose. I do want to talk about the next circuit. You should be finishing up your squats, so don't stop your squats. Circuit 1, we're going to be on the ground for you can lay on something on your flies. Lay on the ground, ball, or bench for chest flies. You're also going to lay on something on your lat pullovers. You got a little bit of abs each round, just so we don't destroy our shoulder girdle, which is literally everything that touches your shoulder area. And then we don't bug the other thing. So chest flies, you know how I do my ladders. Your chest flies are going to be 25 down by 5. And your lat pullovers will be 5 up by 5. Similar numbers, right? It's 150 total chest and back, with the intent of doing so much more. A little bit of abs in the circuit, not a whole bunch. All right, you should be getting ready for your space, right? You're laying on something for your chest flies. Ground, ball, or bench. 25 reps. Hands are up. Shoulder blades lead the way. Pull with your pecs. Minimal hands, minimal arms. I really want you to think about your chest, which is easier said than done. Okay, I know it's corny. I know you guys have done a lot of chest flies. But again, it's shoulder blades, and then it's chest. If you can relax your hands and arms, and you can move those shoulder blades, you won't use your shoulders. And that's the big difference, right? Your shoulder blades really help anything, right? It's chest, back, shoulders. Whereas your shoulder joint can get irritated when you don't use your shoulder blades. 25 chest flies. You're laying on something. Whether you're going to change tools or positions, you'll then do 5 lat pullovers. So yes, you could stay in the same position using the same weights, which could be the 2 dumbbells that you have, or you can sit up and change weights. When you're at the gym here, I'm going to put you next to the lat pull down machines, so you would be changing tools. Anyhow, 25 chest flies, and then you're going to do 5 lat pullovers. Same idea. Shoulder blades lead the way a little bit. You really got to keep your shoulder blades back and down. You want to have a slight elbow bend, but don't bend and straighten. If you bend and straighten, it's an overhead tricep, right? So 25 slow, big, wide flies, 5 long lat pullovers, and then you've got 20 abs. You can do any abs. Sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups, toe touches, scissors, runners. Just go slow on your 20 abs. It's just a way to take it out of the hands and arms and shoulders for about a minute. Mix up your abs. Sit-ups, toe touches, V-ups, reverse crunches, scissors, runners. If you want to do windshield wipers and those things too, you can. It's literally 20 reps just to take it out of your shoulders, your shoulder girdle, your hands, because you're going to hold weight for 150 total chest and back this circuit. We're going to do more the next circuit. And there's possibly doing more in a third circuit. Alrighty, round 2. Don't fall asleep. 20 chest flies. Again, you're laying on something. 10 lat pullovers. You're laying on something. Very simple circuit. Always 20 abs. If you want to change what you're laying on, that's fine. If you want to change the positions between your exercises, that's fine. If you want to change the tools, that's fine. I want chest flies. At home, you've got your lat pullovers. You could do lat pull downs, but you would need something above you kind of heavy, and you would need to pull it down. That's a lat pull down. So cool if you have a band and you can wrap it around your rafters of your garage or something, but don't let that band break, because lats need load, L-O-A-D. And lat pullovers might not be heavy, but time under tension is part of that equation too. 20 chest flies is round 2, 10 lat pullovers. You can use the same weight the whole time if you want to. You can change the weight as you want to. You can mix up your position if you want to. Or you can enjoy staying on the ground. So again, round 2, 20 chest flies, 10 lat pullovers, and then again 20 on your abs. Mix up your abs. Don't fall asleep on me. Okay, just do your abs. I don't want you to think too much. You got your sit-ups, legs straight, knees bent, right? You can lay on the ground, ball or bench. Play around with your legs, play around with your body. But sit-ups are all the same motion. You just change the body, the leg position. You got toe touches. Your legs are in the air. We also went through those single leg toe touches. Remember that? So you could do one leg up on your toe touch. You could mix up your leg on your toe touch. Reverse crunches, both legs are moving, right? V-ups, everything is moving. Sit-up scissors as you alternate everything moving. Round 2, 20 chest flies, 10 lat pullovers, 20 on your abs. Round 3, 15 chest flies. I'm not saying you should be there, but when you get there, 15 chest flies, 15 lat pullovers, and 20 on your abs. Very simple, effective circuit. We worked real hard on Monday. Again, a lot of people respond to those types of workouts, but I can't do them all the time. Mixing in some good strength training, then you're going to want to do those pace circuits, especially on a dark, drizzly, gray week. Minimal hands, minimal arms, maximal shoulder blades. It's a wide, slow chest pulling exercise on your 15 chest flies. Remember, you might just shake off your hands, but that's why we're doing our abs. Your lat pullovers is a longer, reaching, pulling lat exercise. breathe. Remember, your arms are not perfectly straight on either exercise. Both of them, your elbows are slightly bent. You just don't bend and straighten. It's a pulling combo. Take your time. I don't mind if you change positions or change tools between your chest fly and your lat pullover. If you're at the gym, I've already said it, I'd put you right next to a lat pull down machine, and you have the very same circuit where you do chest flies with the dumbbells, and you get up and do your lat pull downs on a machine. Because I'm quite sure when you get to the gym, you're going to be sick and tired of doing lat pullovers. Round 3 is a 15 fly, the 15 pullover, and then again the 20 on your abs. I want your abs to be your stimuli. Mix them up. Always 20. And that way you take it out of your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, all the other things we don't want. Remember, we have plenty of work to do. I know what's coming. I'm not going to say it's going to be intense between the circuits. We'll definitely wake up a little bit more between the circuits. Round 3, 15 flies, 15 pullovers, 20 on your abs for the third time. When you get there, I'm not saying you should be there. Round 4 is 10 chest flies, your 20 lat pullovers. So the circuit actually might feel like it's getting longer because lat pullovers is a little bit longer than flies. Round 4 is 10 flies, 20 lat pullovers, and 20 on your abs. Shoulder blades cause the width of the exercise. If you think about how wide you can go on your fly, because of your shoulder blades, you're doing a good job. If you think about how low you want to go because your hands and arms, I want to reel it in a little bit and think about how wide you can go with your flies. And maybe you add a little bit of depth because of your arms, but you also would be on a bench or ball to get that more depth. 10 flies. I know your hands and wrists and forearms might be getting tired. Again, that's why we're doing those abs. 20 lat pullovers. Nice good burn, nice good breathe. Pulling exercises, don't get me wrong, you get tired, but it's also more fatigue. Whereas pushing exercises, which is later on, is going to burn, and so you might have to take those breaks because you can't do anymore. Get round 4. 20 chest flies. Breathe slow and wide. 20 lat pullovers. Breathe long reaching motion. 20 abs. Again, it's about a minute to rest your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your neck. Right? I want to rest those things because we have one more round to go and we have more work to do. Use those abs as a good active recovery, right? You're not ramping up on your abs. You're able to do something and you're going to let something recover. Today, you're letting your hands and your arms and your wrists and your elbows recover so you can do more chest and back. Whereas some workouts, right, you do something lightly, slowly, so you can bring the heart rate down and breathe a little bit more, right? Active recovery depends on what you're focusing on. After that round 4, you do have one more round to go. 5 chest flies, 25 lat pullovers. Yucky, yucky, yucky. You're gonna have your last 20 abs. That was 250 reps, and for the most part, you were probably on the ground the whole time. Shoulder blades, breathe, slow, wide on those flies. Shoulders are backing down when you do those lat pullovers. You do want to have a little bit of mobility with the shoulder blades, but your shoulders are backing down and you're reaching on those lat pullovers. Remember, if you bend and straighten your arms, right, your elbow, if your elbow is moving, flexing and extending, that's a tricep exercise. Again, don't be surprised if you have a feeling of fatigue in your wrists, your hands, your elbows, right? They're gonna get tired. You can keep going, but you start feeling lots of other things. Whereas later on, when you're pushing, you're gonna burn, and again, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do anymore, right? That's the biggest difference between pushing and pulling, is the lengthening component and the feeling of being tired versus fatigued. You do have that one more set of abs, right? Sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups, scissors, runners. You can do windshield wipers, right? That's a longer motion. You can do Russian twists. That tends to be a shorter motion, right? One more set of abs. And then we have our right leg circuit coming up. Monday we squatted, agility, plyometric, or mobility. Today we just have our lunges that we'll do on the right leg. Friday, you have calves and quads and glutes and hamstrings. Technically not lunging. Monday and Friday are the buys, tries, shoulders differently and different types of workouts, but you know how this week is gonna be. After those 20 abs, clear out your space. You're not gonna be on the ground for a while. In fact, when you get to the next chest back circuit, technically you might not lay on anything. But I would like you to hold weight as long as you can hold weight. You can mix up your right hand, left hand, both hands, so you can mix up your legs. You have 5 consecutive, 5 different right legs. You know me, it's always 20, okay? Mix up your hands, but it's your right leg 20. Set 1, I know you know it, stationary reverse lunge. Your right leg is not going to move. I would love the knee drive. Chris, why? The knee drive will keep that right glute active. That's why the knee drive exists for me. However, that knee drive also brings in that balance component. You'll have your left anterior hip strengthening and balancing component. So, the knee drive isn't just to be me. Right? Tom, give me a knee drive, sir. Literally been talking about it for a minute. Tom, give me a knee drive. Just gotta lift that left leg, just like your dog when it goes potty, right? There you go. Right leg is not moving. Mix up your hands. Right hand or left hand or both hand. Right leg 20. I do want you to mix up your hands because we're not gonna stop per se on this right leg circuit. But I'm not gonna use the word tempo because I don't want tempo. You're lunging, okay? Slow it down. Pace, right? I'm gonna control your pace because of the rest or the lack thereof. So mix up your hands. After your right leg stationary reverse lunge is done, right leg stationary forward lunge. Your right leg is stepping forward and pushing you back. Mix up your hands. A little right hand, a little left hand, a little both hand. Can you go body weight? I mean, I'm not going to yell at you unless you're Tom. He's the only one I can see on the screen here. Feel free to put your screens on if you would like. Right leg, stationary, forward, lunge, step, load, push. And I should have contests, right? If you can guess the next one, I'm going to give you a big gold star. Right leg, 5 different right legs, potentially 5 different right legs, okay? Round 3 or set 3, mix up your hands. After your right leg stationary forward lunge for 20, you're on your right leg stiff-legged deadlift for 20. Okay, mix up your hands. Today we have subtle weight distribution exercises. We're not forcing them. When you have the weight in your right hand, it is unilateral load or super loading. And when you have the weight in your left hand, it's bilateral load or cross balance loading. And when you have the weight in both hands, that's fine too, right? Mix up your hands. 5 different but consecutive right legs, all 20. You've done them, you know them. Pace is associated to rest. So our pace is technically high. Tempo is slow because of what we're doing. Set 3 is right leg stiff-legged deadlift 20. And then the 4th one is your right leg lateral lunge. Remember, mix up your hands, but I do want the weight in the middle at all times. So when the weight is in my right hand and I step, load, and push the right leg, right, there's your unilateral load, your super loading, that weight's in the middle. When the weight is in your left hand, again, it technically is bilateral load. Your upper body is working or loaded the opposite of your lower body. Right leg, stationary, lateral lunge is a pushing exercise. 20, this is the 4th set. No, Tom, that's your left leg. Right leg is stepping like you were doing. Right. Anybody have a theme today? Is it the focus on Tom day? Right leg stepping, lateral lunge. This is the 4th right leg. You're mixing up your hands. I do want the load. And again, I'm trying to be a little bit ahead of you. Your last right leg, if you have the tool, is going to be step-ups. If you don't have a tool, you can repeat either the stationary reverse lunge, the stationary forward lunge, or if you have room, you can do the right leg walking forward lunge. So you do have some choices. Either right leg step up, mix up your hands, or you can mix up your stationary lunges you've already done, or if you have room, you have your walking forward lunges. Right leg for the last set. 100 total reps on that right leg. And again, we had pace because we didn't rest. Tempo was low because of the motion. It's a bigger, slower motion. Five different right legs are done. Clearly, we'll do the left leg later. Right leg was always working. Right leg wasn't always moving. You mix up your hands so your hands could recover because we have more chest back coming your way. I love it. 5 right legs, all 20. Simple, smooth, effective, feelable, doable. I know you're hopefully still doing it. That's the intent. I should have been a little bit ahead of you. When you get done, we have a different chest back circuit I'm sorry we're doing the same numbers, but this circuit, the pulling is gonna go 25 down by 5 on our rows, and the pushing, the chest press or push-ups is gonna be the opposite, 5 up by 5. So, when you are ready, don't go fast. You've got your 25 rows. Now I'm currently doing dumbbell rows. You might have a barbell. You might have kettlebells. You might have a TRX or a band, and you're gonna be in the opposite position, right? It looks the same, right? You just flip the body. Bent rows, right? Get low, stay low. Bent rows are gonna be the 25 down by 5. When you get to the lower reps, if you don't have a lot of weight and you're able to hold 2 weights in one hand, you can do the 10 each side later on. Remember, it's just gonna take longer. So I do want the 25 and the 20 rows to be done with both hands, both arms. But when you get to the lower reps, you can do each side rows, and I'll re-talk about those when you get there. 25 rows, shake your hands. You either do chest press laying on something, or you do push-ups. That's why you had the option earlier of maybe not laying on the ground again. Only 5. So you might as well go slow on your 5 chest presses. Maybe they're push-ups. That would be awesome. Maybe you're laying on something, ground ball or bench, right? So you don't have to get on off the ground a million times. Of course, here at the gym, right? You've got your cable rows, your machine rows, you have your dumbbell rows and bar rows. Those are all options. Don't go fast. Same as earlier. Now you're gonna have mobility or agility. You can either do standing scissors, standing runners, jack LaLannes, or you can do high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, ski hops. Only 20. Remember, you're getting a little hand break, a little movement break as you do either agility or mobility. Okay, so it's the same numbers as earlier. Similar rhythm, right? Round 1 was 25 rows, 5 chest presses, and then 20 either agility or mobility. Round 2, 20 on your rows, 10 on your pushes, 20 on agility or mobility. So remember tempo, right? Our tempo is low today. We're strength training. The actual movements aren't too quick. Pace could be high because we're not really taking breaks. I don't want to use the word fitness because we are strength training. However, when you start adding agility and mobility and 5 consecutive right leg lunges, right, you're going to have a little higher heart rate. Round 2, 20 back rows, trap rows, 10 chest presses, and again, push-ups are a chest press, machine chest press, bar bench press, TRX push-ups, right chest press, dumbbells. Are you laying on something, ground, ball, or bench? "20 rows, 10 chest presses, and then you're gonna do 20 on your agility or mobility. Remember the other day, it's not a new thing, but the other day we added those ski hops as an agility exercise. You've got your taps, you've been doing that as an agility exercise. High knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, again, agility. Mobility, right? You could go back and do some of those if you wanted to. You did them earlier. It's okay to do them again. Again, 20, you're looking at 40-ish seconds of resting your hands depending on what you did. And again, no rush. I don't want your hands and arms stopping you. I want your strength. Round 3, 15 rows, 15 presses. If you want to do 15 each side rows, let's say I only had 10-pound dumbbells, I could hold the 10-pound dumbbells in one hand. It just would take longer. However, load with physical weight would increase. And I'm going to pick on Tom again. I know he's contemplating on what he should do with his life. However, if I had 8-pound dumbbells, I would put 2 dumbbells in one hand and do 15 each side rows. Is this deterring anybody from turning on their video cameras? 15 rows, 15 presses. Remember, if you need to do 15 each side rows, it's just going to take a little bit longer. So I will make sure I don't go super fast, because I know many of you, and not a lot of you, have a whole rack of dumbbells or a big heavy kettlebell or a nice heavy plate to do your rows with. But if you do, awesome. Again, round 3. They're 15-pound dumbbells? Who knew? They look so tiny. Round 3 is your 15 rows, your 15 presses, and your 20 agility or mobility. I know all of you guys can't see the Microsoft Teams screen for Talking Rain. Tom just showed me his dumbbells. They're actually 15-pound dumbbells. So I really shouldn't pick on them as much as I really want to. Round 3, 15 row, 15 push, 20 on your agility or mobility, right? I want you to use that brief time to maybe increase the heart rate a little bit, but I'm looking for active recovery. Oh, wait a second here. Agility isn't necessarily active recovery. Well, yes it is. I'm focusing on the chest and back. You're gonna be able to recover your hands and your arms so you can do more chest and back. We're just choosing exercises that don't decrease your heart rate as much. So round 3, everybody's gonna be in a different spot now if you did 1-arm rows. You have the 15 row, the 15 push, the 20 on agility or mobility. Round 4, it is okay if you're not there. Round 4 is your 10 rows. So that should feel easier. So slow it down. You can do the 10 each side rows too, right? You'll have your 20 chest presses. So that's gonna start burning more. And you'll have your 20 agility or mobility. Remember, everybody's gonna be in a little different spot. You know we're gonna get through this together. We have our left leg circuit coming up soon. And then if you have any time or energy, there's a little more chest and back to finish off your day. It's not magical. We can't change the exercises too much at home because of tools, right? Round 4, 10 rows, maybe it's 10 each side, 20 presses, chest presses, push-ups, or lay on something for a chest press, and you always have your 20 agility or mobility. Again, it's active recovery for your chest and back, but it's potentially not recovering your heart and your lungs. Okay? Everybody's in a different spot, and that's okay. Round 4, 10 rows, 20 presses, and 20 on your agility or mobility. Again, I'm dabbling. I want to get everybody in similar spots. I don't want you to feel like you're falling behind because of your choices. You might need to do the 1-arm rows because of the load. the physical weight you have. Round 4, 10 rows, 20 presses, 20 agility or mobility. You may be there, you may not be there, right? Round 5, just so you hear it, don't be discouraged. Okay, I'm gonna get you through the whole workout. Round 5 is your 5 rows, your 25 presses, and your 20 agility or mobility. Remember, don't be discouraged about where you're at. Tom, you forgot your agility or mobility. Poor Tom. I mean, again, if you need to hold 2 weights in one hand, I just want you to see my body. I really want to be more square when you see the body, right? You got your one-handed rows. Those are 2 35-pound dumbbells, Brian, just so I can pick on somebody else. Holding 2-pound dumbbells. And Erin's probably riding her bike next to her dad again. Erin, give your dad your dumbbells so he can borrow them. Round 5 is your 5 rows. Maybe it's 5 each side. 25 chest presses. Remember, if you're a little ahead of me, that's okay, but make sure your motion is decent, right? Slow tempo. All we have to do is that left leg, the have to is the left leg. And if you want a little more chest back, it's just a quick little circuit if you want it. Five pushes, 20 on your agility or mobility. Last 20 on those. You've now done 300 chest and back, 100 abs, 100 agility, mobility. You've done 100 right leg. You've got 100 left leg coming up. You have a nice, smooth circuit to get warm and loose. And again, time says we probably don't have enough time on the last circuit to do more chest back, but I'll give you those options of doing more chest and back to finish off the day. Again, tempo, that was huge today. We slowed it down, we strengthened. You can still have high pace with low tempo. I know it sounds weird. Move slow, move heavy, don't stop moving. Again, the last round, 5 row, 25 press, 20 agility, mobility. When you're ready, remember, it's okay if you're not. Holding a weight or weights, however you want to hold your weight. We have our 5 different left legs the way we did our right legs. I'm going to get started in case you're there. Left leg not moving on your stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. Mama D, do you remember why we do the knee drive? Yes, Chris. We do the knee drive so we keep our glutes activated, the left glute. However, it also works on balance and our right hip. Oh, Mama D, I'm so proud of you for remembering why we do the knee drive. It's not to be mean. It's to make sure we use everything we can use. Left leg not moving, stationary, reverse lunge with a knee drive. Julie, do you remember what kind of motion it is? Well, yes, Chris. It is a pulling motion. Stationary reverse lunges is a pulling exercise. Just so I can call everybody out, Malia, what would be the next exercise after a pulling exercise? Chris, it would be a pushing exercise. After your left leg stationary reverse lunge, it's left leg stationary forward lunge. Mixing up your hands, right? You got subtle weight distribution exercises. You got the unilateral load when the weight is in your left hand. You've got the bilateral load when the weight is in your right hand. Remember, you can hold it in both hands. so you don't have to worry about those things. 20, stationary, reverse lunge with a knee drive. 20, left leg, stationary, forward lunges. 20, left leg, balancing, stiff legged deadlifts. You're mixing up your hand, but it's a left leg circuit. Remember, our tempo is low. The movement isn't that quick. Pace is high. We're not resting. So, if you're just now starting the stationary reverse lunge, awesome. I commend you for your slower tempo. Again, set 1, left leg not moving, stationary reverse lunge with the knee drive. Set 2, left leg is moving, stationary forward lunges. Set 3, left leg is not moving on your balancing, coordinating, stiff-legged deadlifts. Please mix up your hands so your hand doesn't go away, even though you might want to be done when the circuit's over. Again, tempo is great. In my head, I thought we could maybe do one more chest back, but that's all based on our tempo. Set 4, left leg lateral lunge. Remember, I want that weight in the middle. That way you stay square. Your shoulders and hips are square to whatever you're facing. And stationary lateral lunges is a pushing exercise, whereas walking lateral lunges is a pulling exercise. Who knew? Your vastus lateralis, your outer quad, your semitendinosus, your outer hamstring. You got your glute minimus and medius, your upper outer glutes. They're in the posterior hip category as well. On the lateral lunge, left leg 20 lateral lunges. That 5th and last set, you can optionally be done. You have either your step-ups, left leg step-ups, you have repeating any of the stationary lunges, or if you have room, you have the walking forward lunges. And that last left leg, I know what time it is. You've done a great job. Don't be discouraged when I thought we could get a little more chest and back. That's just based on the tools that we have and the pace we can be at today. Tools. Remember, you have the left leg step-ups and you have the tool. You have repeating any of the stationary lunges. If you don't have the tool, you've got walking forward lunges or reverse lunges if you have the space. Mixing up your hands, even though it might be the last thing you're doing today. And again, now looking at the time, I'm not worried about the chest and back. Again, I don't want you to be discouraged. We pulled on our chest circuit 1. You did lat pullovers on circuit 1. You pushed on your chest circuit 2. You pulled again on your traps, your back circuit 2. You had your right leg, your left leg. If you have the chance to do more, I would change your chest. So if you want to do more, cool. It's 20 times 3. You can do chest push again or chest pull, and you can mix them up again based on tools. Remember, you can be done. If you want to be done, be done. Extra credit if you want more chest and back. 20 more chest. You got chest flies again, you got chest presses again. Your back, however, is just going to be either Superman's, because your Superman's is more of a back concentric exercise, versus swimmers, which is more of a mobility activation exercise. If you want it or not, be done. 20 chest, 20 back, Supermans or swimmers. You've got 3 rounds. Again, it's extra credit. I know what time it is. Don't be discouraged. Maybe if you just want a little bit more chest and back. If not, have a great day. Tom, you have a good day, buddy.